elevate, helps you thrive. Ikigai is a Japanese word and concept that's gained attention lately, and for a really good reason. It literally means the reason for getting up in the morning. Remember when you were a kid and you'd wake up early, excited because the day ahead promised activities you loved? That spark of joyful purpose is Ikigai. A few have kept that spark into adulthood, but for the majority of us, that excitement has slowly faded away. What if we could reclaim that feeling and make it part of our life again? Think it sounds unrealistic? The Japanese don't think so. In fact, a 2011 study by Tohoku University showed the powerful health benefits of having an ikigai. People without one were more likely to be single, unemployed, have low education levels, report poor health, and experience higher stress and pain. Even more striking, the death rate from cardiovascular disease was significantly lower among people with ikigai. Little more convinced now with that scientific proof? So, how do we find our ikigai and apply it to our daily life? That's exactly what this video will explore. We'll explain both the traditional Japanese view, focused on small daily joys, and the Western interpretation, which is more goal and career-oriented. Then, we'll offer a practical method to discover and live your ikigai. At the end of the video, we have a unique and creative method to shape your work and make it enjoyable. So, let's dive in. Ikigai, the Japanese way. In Japan, Ikigai isn't necessarily one grand-like mission. It's more often found in the little things that bring joy, small daily pleasures that keep us going. Importantly, Ikigai doesn't have to involve a salary. It comes from within, driven by what makes you feel alive, even if no one else understands it. It's like a compass guiding your decisions and helping you stay grounded. Ikigai can be found around daily small joys, the simple things of life, like watching autumn leaves fall, or hearing children laughing, or enjoying a quiet cup of tea. In Ken Munki's book, Awakening Your Ikigai, he mentions a man whose ikigai is to watch people playing shogi, the Japanese version of chess, on the train every day on his commute to work. Or an elderly woman who wakes up early just to greet school children and cheer them up. What makes you feel ikigai can be found everywhere around you. You just need to be present in the moment. Ikigai can also come from hobbies like martial arts, gardening, model trains, spending time with loved ones, etc., etc. And even anticipating these moments brings joy. Finally, feeling of ikigai can also be expressed in a more general manner in their own life missions like, I feel ikigai by helping others reach their goals. I feel ikigai by volunteering with children. I feel ikigai by contributing to a better world. And between you and me, this is the best way to express your ikigai, because these life missions act as a filter. If something aligns with your ikigai, you embrace it. If it doesn't, you let it go. But expressing ikigai in that precise manner takes time and introspection. But the journey is well worth it. Try asking yourself, what moments in life move me emotionally? What makes me the happiest each day? What activities feel most fulfilling? What would I keep doing if no one else noticed or paid me? Ikigai, the Western way. For all the other people who are just like me, not Japanese enough to adopt Ikigai naturally and intuitively, here's the Western model, a structured approach often visualized as a Venn diagram. In this diagram, Ikigai lies at the heart of the intersection between 1. What you love, 2. What you're good at, 3. What the world needs, and 4. What you can be paid for. While this model can overlook the joy of small daily moments, it helps clarify how you turn your passion into a purpose-driven life. However, in this case, we will not use this diagram, because after years of using it, we discovered an author named Kate Suda who developed a more simple and practical version. Here, we propose to fill his version of the Ikigai diagram together, so you can see exactly how it works and avoid blunders that will cost you time and effort. In this version, we will first ignore the fourth part of the diagram, what you can be paid for, to avoid being so obsessed with that point as to change your whole thinking just to make it fit in. Don't worry, we will edit in the end. Just ignore it for now. Secondly, we need to reframe what the world needs to what benefits you or the others. Just to simplify the process, because the first statement, what the world needs, is just too vast and overwhelming. This is the simplified diagram obtained after the modifications we've made. For this next step, I strongly suggest that you watch the video so you understand exactly the process and can repeat it for yourself. The few minutes that you will invest in this video can literally change your future. So, let's dive in. Alright, first, we create a table with 6 columns as follows. The first column will be for labeling, giving a number. The second one will be for the description of the activities, and the 4 remaining will be for the 4 areas of the diagram. The L, what you love. The B, what benefits you and the others. G, what you're good at. And finally, the P. We will put a link to our table and diagram so you can download them and use them for free. Secondly, we will fill the table with the activities that will make you feel Ikigai. Example, for us, it's playing video games, spending time with family, reading, learning, improving ourselves, teaching, gardening, helping people, and finally, fishing. Let us fill now 3 activities together so you understand exactly how it works and can do the same for yourself. We will fill the first, the fourth, and the 5th one. The first one, playing video games. Here, I put an X on the L, what you love column, because I obviously love it, and the G column, what you're good at, because I know I'm good at it. I left the B column, what benefits you and the others, empty, because I do not see how playing video games can benefit other people. Now the 4th point, improving myself. I put an X on the L column, what you love, and the B column, what benefits you and the others. The L, because I love it, and the B column, because I know it benefits others. I left the G column empty because I do not know if I'm good at it or not. And finally, the 5th point, teaching people. I put an X on the L, the B, and the G columns. What you love, what benefits you and the others, and what you're good at. Because I know I love it, it benefits me and the others, and I know I'm good at it. In this step, in order to narrow down our Ikigai, we will transcribe the table into the diagram, using the same 3 examples we used before. So number 1, playing video games. Here, I have an X on the L and the G columns on the table. So I go on the left on the Ikigai diagram and I put number 1, the label for playing video games in the intersections of the L and the G sections here. So number 1, red circle. Now number 4, improving myself. Here, I have an X on the L and the B columns on the table. So I go on the left on the Ikigai diagram and I put number 4 in the intersection between the L and the B sections. Number 5, teaching people. Here, we have 3 X's, one on the L, another one on the B, and the last one on the G section. So we go on the left on the Ikigai diagram once again, and I put 5, the label for teaching people in the intersection between the L, the G, and the B sections. After transposing all the activities on our Ikigai list from the table to the diagram, we are finally left with this. Here, I suggest that you take the activities with the most crossed sections, which means with the most X's as Ikigais to pursue. They will be just easier to implement. For me, it will be 2, 3, and 5, as they lay at the intersection of the L, the B, and the G sections. Then decide, do I want just to feel Ikigai in my day-to-day life, or do I want to monetize the activities that make me feel Ikigai? If you just want to feel Ikigai, incorporate the activities that make you feel that way into your daily life as much as possible, even if it means changing your routine. You love chess? Commute by train instead of by car and play. No time for video games or workouts? Try meal prepping in the weekend and free up your evenings. You can also go one step further and combine multiple activities on your Ikigai list. If you love fishing, enjoying nature, and spending time with your family, for example, take the kids on a fishing trip in a pristine place. Those are just simple examples to prove that there are ways to reorganize your life around the activities that make you feel Ikigai. After all, your happiness is worth some reorganization, right? Now, if you want to monetize your Ikigai, in other words, you want the activities that you love to be a source of income, so you will never feel like working again. Here is how to approach it. Let's assume that gardening, teaching, and helping others are the activities that make you feel Ikigai. Here, There are almost an infinite number of options and combinations. You just need to be creative. Here are some options. You can start by giving some vegetables or seeds to your neighbors, friends, or coworkers to attract the following first, and secondly, to test if your idea is a good market fit. In other words, if there is really a demand for that. Next, you can start to charge for the seeds or vegetables that you said. Another option is to combine all those Ikigai points by proposing gardening lessons for free to your friends and family to prove the concept. Once you become better at it and you see that there's really a demand for that, start to charge for people. You can organize those lessons online and or site. You can also start an online gardening lessons while proposing to sell your seeds as part of the package. Once established, you can also start a consulting business for vegetables garden. Further down the line, you can apply for a land lease so you can start a market garden farm and gardening training center, etc., etc. Here, the possibilities are almost infinite. You just need to be creative. But beware, you have to go through many stages before making what makes you feel Ikigai into a main source of income. Just don't gamble everything on it from the start. Start small and be flexible. Don't fall too much in love with your idea. If your first iteration of your idea doesn't work, try to tweak it to make it fit. Suppose now that in your Ikigai list you have enjoying nature and helping others. You can think of helping other people escape everyday stress by organizing hiking trips to reconnect people with nature. This takes 2 points of your Ikigai list. You can start by offering the experience to your coworkers or friends for free and during weekends. Take that opportunity to get their feedbacks on what they liked and what they did not like, to evaluate if there is really a demand for that and to adapt. Use their feedback to improve. Later on, you can ask if they will be willing to pay for those trips and how much will they be willing to be charged. If the answers are positive, start to organize hiking trips during weekends as a side income. Start also to document that on YouTube to gain more following and to see if you can land a sponsorship deal along the line as an extra source of income. You can also see if you can find a niche, like organizing only women trips or trips for elders or kids. Once established, you can launch your company and turn your Ikigai into your main source of income and live your dream life. Basically, nowadays, everything is possible. There are people who started to equip their cats with cameras and documents their whereabouts, just as a hobby, because they were curious to see what their cats are up to. Later, while posting this video online, they saw that there's really an interest for this type of content. So, they started to sell cameras for people who want to do the same. Older people started to raise exotic fishes in their apartments, because this is what makes them feel Ikigai. They ended up monetizing this activity by selling the same exotic fishes to collectors and fish enthusiasts, and are making around $60,000 a year. Here are some general rules if you want to monetize your Ikigai. First, the proof of concept, which is to identify if what makes you feel Ikigai is a real market fit by proposing it for free to coworkers, friends, neighbors, or online. In other words, is there really a demand for it? If not, can you tweak it to adapt to the real demand? If not, maybe another one of your Ikigai activities is a better market fit. Secondly, start small and for free, and always ask for feedback so you can improve. Third, once the previous points established, start small by making it a secondary source of income. Fourth, diversify your sources of income as much as you can. Finally, go all the way through and scale it. That said, there are some traps you need to avoid if you want to monetize your Ikigai. The first one will be to gamble everything on your idea from the start without testing it first. This mistake can cost you time and energy and can literally crush you. We know what we are talking about because we are guilty of that. Just avoid it. The second mistake will be to falling so much in love with your idea that you refuse to adapt it to the real demand. Bonus content. We know very well that finding your Ikigai and applying it to your day-to-day life will take time and conscious effort. So, while you are in the midst of your Ikigai journey, here is a method to adapt your work to your Ikigai. so that it makes your work life easier and more enjoyable. It's called job crafting and is composed of three main parts. A. Task crafting. This means reshaping your job to better suit your strengths and passions. Think of a customer service representative who decides to craft her task to align with her love of writing and creative content. What can she do? She can offer to write weekly FAQ updates and contribute to the company blog about customer care insight. The result? She feels more engaged at work. She has improved the company communication and showcased skills for future work. Why this works? Because this person modified her task to include something she enjoys and is good at, without changing her job title. B. Relationship crafting. Think of a software developer who values collaboration and mentorship. So he decides to craft the relationships by organizing weekly peer coding sessions and volunteering to mentor junior team members. Result, he created a stronger team culture and increased his sense of meaning and connection at work. Why this works? Because this person reshaped his interaction and relationships at work to align with his personal value. C. Cognitive crafting. Cognitive crafting is the process of reframing how you perceive your work in order to find greater meaning, purpose, and personal satisfaction. Think of a hospital janitor who values helping others and purpose-driven work. What he did? Instead of seeing his role as cleaning floors, he reframed it as creating a safe, healing environment for patients. Why it works? Because he changed his perspective of his work, giving it a deeper meaning without changing the actual task. Because of that, he reports greater job satisfaction and pride in his role. We all want happy, meaningful lives. Ikigai can help make that a reality. With a clear Ikigai, you will live longer, healthier, and happier. You will be more motivated, creative, and fulfilled. It may take time to figure out what brings you Ikigai. You might try several times before it clicks, but every step gets you closer to your goal and teaches you more about yourself. So, what do you have to lose? Start today. Explore, reflect, and adjust. And most importantly, share your journey. Leave comments, tips, and feedbacks for others. And remember, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Elevate helps you thrive.